Chosen one. Something you were expecting, something you were sure was meant for you, has been postponed. It felt like a promise was made to your soul and then pulled away at the last moment. But hear this now. What was postponed was not denied. It was divinely rearranged. This is not rejection. It's redirection. What feels like a delay is actually divine choreography. Before we dive into the unfolding truth in this message, stay with me until the end of this video. And write your warmest wishes in the comments below, along with the number 777. Your wishes are powerful energy signatures that awaken the atmosphere and charge the universe. When you type your desire, you claim it. You send a signal of faith and magnetism that attracts what's already yours. So go ahead, release your wish with love and certainty. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's return to what's truly happening beneath the surface. You may not see it yet, but something sacred was in motion when the postponement occurred. This was not a random delay. This was a heavenly hand stepping in to protect you from walking into a moment that wasn't fully prepared. Your blessing wasn't denied. It was being refined. The stage where your destiny unfolds is being set with more excellence, more glory, and more favor than you even asked for. The truth is, you were ready, but the environment wasn't. And the kind of purpose you carry cannot be released into a half-formed situation. When you are chosen, timing is everything. The world around you must align in a divine way. Certain people had to be removed. Certain energies had to be cleared. Some doors that looked golden on the outside were actually traps waiting to collapse under the pressure of your potential. So the delay came, not to punish you, but to shield you. You were pulled back to be propelled forward. What you thought was a stop sign was actually a setup for a greater surge. A divine postponement is like an archer pulling back a bow. It feels like you're going backward, but really, you're gaining momentum. When that release comes, and it's coming, it will happen suddenly, powerfully, and perfectly. The acceleration you're about to experience will make the wait worth every second. Do not be fooled by the quiet. Silence doesn't mean abandonment. Heaven has been busy behind the scenes. Your name has been whispered in sacred rooms. Your destiny has been recalculated with upgraded coordinates. What was meant to reach you will still find its way, but now with more strength, more alignment, and more meaning. It had to be postponed because the original version wasn't big enough for what you carry. Chosen. 1. Think about this. If it came when you first asked, would you have been ready to hold it fully? Would you have known how to protect it, how to lead with it, how to not lose yourself in it? The delay was also grace. The delay was wisdom. The delay gave you time to grow into the next version of yourself, the one who could receive without losing peace, without sabotaging, without shrinking. There is a version of you that is now emerging from the fire. You've been tempered. You've been refined. And the delay was a part of that. You've learned to trust the process even when the outcome was hidden. You've stayed faithful when the answers didn't come. That level of obedience and surrender has built something unshakable in your spirit. You are no longer guessing if you are chosen. You know it. And that's the foundation on which your next season will be built. So when the door finally opens, and it will, it won't just be about receiving. It will be about ruling. You are not walking into a blessing just to be blessed. You are walking in as a leader, as one who was tested, as one who held the line when others walked away. This is your moment to rise not just with abundance, but with authority. The postponement gave you power. The delay trained your discernment. What's coming isn't just a gift. It's a kingdom. Stay grounded, stay grateful, and stay in motion. The divine doesn't delay without a reason. And just because it hasn't arrived yet doesn't mean it's not on the way. Think of the last-minute changes in flights that saved lives. Think of missed meetings that led to divine appointments. Think of the setbacks that became setups. What you're dealing with now is part of a brilliant orchestration that you will only fully understand when it's fulfilled. You've been spiritually rerouted for your safety, not sidelined. You were spared, not dismissed. You were upgraded, not overlooked. The postponement is part of your prophecy. It's stretching your timeline, not shrinking your impact. In fact, your reach is expanding because of it. Had you gotten what you prayed for at the exact moment you wanted it, your circle of influence would have been smaller, your preparation less thorough, and your character less mature. The divine knows exactly when and how to deliver. And when the moment comes, it will feel like a sudden rise. But in truth, it was all being built slowly, silently, strategically. You will look back and say, "That delay saved me." You will look back and realize that the version of you that existed before the delay wasn't strong enough to carry the weight of what's coming. But the version that's emerging now, unstoppable. Let go of the frustration. Release the resentment. Stop asking, "Why didn't it happen yet?" and start declaring, "It's happening better." Speak that truth. Affirm it. Walk in it. Chosen one, you are not late. You are aligned. You are not stuck. You are in position. And what was postponed is about to arrive with divine proof that it was never forgotten. It was just made more magnificent. What's being formed for you in the unseen is far more detailed, strategic, and sacred than you could ever imagine. Every delay was a clue. Every postponement was permission for heaven to upgrade the plan. It wasn't that your breakthrough was removed from the schedule. It was that the schedule was shifted to fit a new level of glory. And only those with eyes to see beyond the surface will understand that the shift was not punishment. It was preparation. There are conversations happening in the spirit about you right now. Blueprints are being revised. Divine doors that were too small for the magnitude of your calling are being replaced. You are no longer being positioned for just enough. What's coming isn't ordinary, it's legacy level. That means the delay had to make room for longevity. You weren't just meant to receive. You were meant to establish, to build, to create something generational. Chosen one, you must realize that some people, some paths, and some placements were removed from your life not because you weren't good enough, but because they weren't meant to go where you're going. The delay exposed what couldn't endure the elevation. You saw it. You felt the separation. It stung, but you also know deep down that something about it was right. It was necessary. The pruning came before the promotion. And yes, it's lonely in this part of the path. Delays are often misunderstood. When things pause in your life, people assume you've fallen behind. But heaven knows, you're right on time. There's a sacred stillness that overtakes your life right before divine motion. That's what this is. You're in the holy pause, the space between who you were and who you're becoming. It's uncomfortable, but it's undeniable. Your power is building. Your clarity is sharpening. Your atmosphere is shifting. Some delays are divine investigations. When the blessing was on its way, there was a last-minute inspection. Heaven looked closer and said, "Not yet. There's more to adjust, more to clear, more to bless." This wasn't a no, it was a sacred wait, a holy hold. So don't let impatience make you misinterpret the process. Don't sabotage the miracle by doubting it just before it drops. Chosen one, what's coming was always meant to find you, but now it will meet a more powerful you, a more aware you, a more ready you. You won't just open the door this time, you'll own the space you walk into. That's what divine postponement does. It reshapes you in the fire so that you emerge as royalty, not just a receiver of blessings, but a carrier of divine influence. You weren't being stalled. You were being sanctified, set apart, purified, elevated. Delays train your inner compass. They build the muscle of faith. They force you to confront your doubts and master your emotions. They reveal what's stable inside of you and what still wavers. This isn't about the blessing anymore. It's about the person receiving it. And that person, chosen one, is becoming unshakable. There's a version of you heaven is unlocking through this process that no longer reacts to delays with frustration, but with revelation. You now understand that divine timing isn't late. It's layered. It arrives with meaning, maturity, and magnitude. It's not just about the door opening. It's about the person you've become when you walk through it. That person is who you're becoming in this very moment. There are forces that wanted you to misread the pause as punishment. They hoped you'd give up, but you didn't. You stayed in the process. You wrestled with the unknown. You sat in the silence. And in doing so, you've proven that you're not just in this for a moment. You're in this for your destiny. That decision, that devotion, is what qualifies you to receive what's next. Let's get clear. What's being delayed is being divinely defined. It's not just going to arrive as you hoped. It's going to arrive better. With more clarity, more support, more peace. You're not going to have to fight to keep it. You won't have to compromise to keep it. The energy will feel different. That's because the delay cleaned out everything that wasn't aligned. The wait was a filter. Now what remains is pure. And the purest version of your promise is worth everything you endured. Don't rush this. Trust it. Because the moment it happens, it will be sudden, swift, clear. There won't be confusion. There won't be begging. There won't be forced connections or exhausting explanations. When it lands, it will land in peace. And that's how you'll know. This was heaven's plan all along. Your energy is rising now. You're stepping into knowing. You're not asking if it will happen. You're preparing for how big it will happen. You're aligning your actions, your thoughts, your speech, and your habits with the version of you that already has it. That's the key. Because this delay was never just about the blessing. It was about the embodiment. Becoming the version of you that holds it with grace, power, and unbreakable faith. You were chosen to walk through a different path. Others might receive quickly, but you were sculpted in silence. That's because what you carry has more weight. You're not just a receiver. You're a portal, a vessel for divine influence, legacy, and breakthrough. And that kind of mission can't be rushed. It has to be built in stillness and sustained by strength. What's ahead of you is no longer just a possibility. It's a certainty. Your spiritual alignment, your consistency in faith, and your silent obedience have triggered something massive in the atmosphere. The delay was just the last moment of divine tuning before the release. So lift your head, refocus your eyes, reignite your spirit. The divine is not finished, it's finalizing. You're not stuck, you're in sacred suspension. But the countdown is underway. The shift is near. You're closer than you feel. And what's about to come into your life will make you weep with awe. Not because it was postponed, but because it arrived exactly when you were truly ready. The longer the delay, the more specific the blessing. You're not waiting for just any door to open. You're waiting for your door. The one made only for you. The one that was handcrafted by heaven with your name etched into its very design. And because of that, it couldn't arrive until the precise alignment was achieved. Until the vibration of your soul matched the vibration of the destiny waiting on the other side. Chosen one, the truth is this: not all waiting is wasted. In fact, divine delays often act as invitations for divine transformation. They pull you inward. They push you to examine not only your desire, but your capacity to hold what you desire. That's what this delay did. It turned you into someone worthy of the breakthrough. Someone with clarity, with authority, with spiritual weight. There is no question anymore whether you are ready. The delay was the last test, the hidden stage where your endurance was measured and your faith was sharpened. While others saw stillness, heaven saw success. Every day you chose belief over bitterness. Every night you went to bed without answers, but still clung to the promise. That strength did not go unnoticed. That discipline sent ripples through realms unseen. You were postponed because your presence will be too powerful to place on a broken stage. What you're about to walk into will be watched by many. It will be felt, reverberated, echoed. And that's why the divine had to ensure the ground beneath your feet was stable. Your emergence will not be quiet. It will be significant. And significance takes time. So if it seems like nothing is moving, it's because everything is being aligned for something greater than what you initially envisioned. Your name is being mentioned in places where your feet haven't even touched. Your story is preparing to impact people you've never met. What looks like a delay is actually a divine staging process, an intentional pause, so your rise becomes a moment of undeniable power. This is no longer about hoping something will happen. This is about understanding that something must happen, because you've crossed too many thresholds to turn back. You've evolved too far. You've outgrown your previous version. And the universe can no longer hold back what was always yours. Look around. The signs have been subtle, but present. The way people respond to you has shifted. The way situations unfold with a sense of spiritual timing. The strange peace you carry in the middle of uncertainty. These are not accidents. These are confirmations that the divine delay is coming to an end. The transition is here, and when it begins, it will feel almost surreal, almost like you're stepping into a dream you forgot you dreamed. The same situation that once frustrated you will now feel like a reward. The same space that once tested you will now elevate you. Because your energy has changed, your understanding has deepened, your vision has cleared. You were postponed not because you were punished, but because the original promise was too small. And now that it's expanded, you can receive it without restriction. You will not need to force it. You will not need to beg for it. The right things will land in your life with divine ease and undeniable timing. And you'll know, this is what I was waiting for all along. Chosen one, do not misread the divine delay as divine denial. The moment your breakthrough was delayed, it became a seed buried in sacred soil, and it has been growing ever since, quietly, deeply, invisibly. And now, the soil is beginning to break. The roots are becoming ready. You're about to bloom in a way that will silence every doubt you ever had. Let this moment be sacred. Let the waiting room be your training ground. Because when the doors fly open, they won't just lead to one blessing. They'll open you up to a realm of overflow, and you will carry this testimony like a crown. The delay didn't destroy me. It defined me. There's something else you need to realize. Something deep in the divine strategy that many miss. Some of the things you lost during the delay were meant to fall away. They could not cross into the next realm with you. And while you may have grieved them, you'll soon understand that subtraction was divine mercy. The weight you were carrying was never meant to walk beside your miracle. And when it shows up, you'll feel lighter, clearer, more whole. This delay built a boundary around your spirit. You now sense what belongs and what doesn't. You no longer negotiate with confusion. You no longer entertain what drains your soul. And this internal strength will become your external shield. You will walk into rooms now knowing you are not chasing approval. You are carrying presence. So take a breath. Look at how far you've come. You've endured the hidden battles. You've passed the silent tests. And now, the atmosphere is responding. The angels assigned to you are aligning every detail. You're not just on the edge of breakthrough, you're on the edge of embodiment. This is the moment where everything you believed will begin to show up in tangible, breathtaking ways. The suddenness will shock you, the grace will overwhelm you, and the realization will humble you. Chosen one, every postponed promise in your life is being restructured behind the veil of time. But here's what many fail to understand. A divine postponement is often an act of love, not limitation. The delay you faced was not a denial of your worth, but an elevation of your outcome. You were never being held back. You were being held together. By grace, by divine insight, by timing far beyond your own. Every time you cried out and heard no response, heaven was working. Every moment you feared you'd been forgotten, your name was being engraved into a greater plan. There is a blueprint over your life that does not collapse under pressure. And every time something didn't happen, it meant the foundation was still being reinforced. So now, as the structure takes shape, as the form of your future becomes clearer, understand this: the delay protected the design.